Welcome to the Livfiit Listens podcast, a safe space of growth, personal development, and overall wellness with your host, Olivia Catania, diving into the realms of all things health, conscious living, mental expansion, and much more. This podcast is designed to help you evolve into your best self and live fit. Let's get into the show. Hi, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Livfiit Listens podcast. I'm so excited to talk to you guys. What I'm going to talk to you guys about today. I'm so excited. That didn't make any sense. I'm so excited to sit down and talk with you guys about the topic that I have for this episode. Okay, that makes more sense. I'm super excited to bring it to you. I'm feeling really good. I've been feeling a lot better just in general, and I'm feeling today specifically very just inspired and motivated. And what I'm about to share with you in this episode has been a really big lesson for me that has done wonders for me and has genuinely been life-changing for me in the past few months. And I just believe in it so much, and it's been really cool to see the work that I've been putting in actualize and manifest into my reality. And I just am so excited about it, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys because, again, I do really think this is a life-changing hack. So in this episode, I'm going to be sharing with you guys basically my biggest manifestation hack that has allowed a lot of manifestations to come into my reality. I feel like I need to slow down. I'm giddy. I don't know why I have so much energy, and I'm just really so excited to share this with you. So before we get any further, I do want to run over my gratitude for the week. And I literally quickly put down 5 freaking bullet points on my outline for this episode because I just was I just need to talk. I just need to start recording it because it's just so big on my heart today. But for my gratitude, I feel very thankful, honestly, for the amount of self-awareness that I have, because I feel like it's been a huge reason why I've been able to feel as happy as I do and as grateful as I do, because I've been able to take radical responsibility in my life to therefore then be able to make a change and create a life that I really love, if that makes sense. And I just feel like a lot of these things that I'm learning in life that make me feel so hopeful and inspired are due to having a higher sense of awareness and understanding of how things work. And I just am so thankful to have that sense of awareness. I think it's both has been learned and also a little bit that has just been innate in who I am. But yeah. So that's what I'm grateful for today. I don't know why I'm feeling so scatterbrained. Also, actually, before I get into it, I forgot that I did share a very vulnerable episode last week. And I received some really sweet comments and messages, and I just feel like it landed the way that it was meant to, just in the sense that I feel like it really did offer a sense of comfort and peace to you guys, which is really the whole purpose why I am ever vulnerable on social media. So I just want to thank you guys for that. Again, I really wish I could give you guys a hug in person. And it felt good to share it and get it off my shoulders. I was a little bit nervous because it was so vulnerable. I definitely was kind of dragging my feet when it came to editing it and getting it out, but it feels good to get that off my chest and just be open and vulnerable, because there's always someone that you're able to help when you're doing that. So thank you for receiving that previous episode with open arms and just really allowing this to be a safe space. Okay, so for the episode, back to what I'm saying. I'm going to be sharing with you guys my biggest manifestation life hack that I've really been working on that has brought in a lot of abundance into my life. And I touched on in my last episode the fact that there has been some really big manifestations that I've been wanting to work on for years that have actually come through recently, which was just insane. The first one being that I am officially partnered with Affy. I am a part of the Livfiit team, which, if you are only a listener on my podcast, you're I have no idea what this means. I also have a presence on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and I post primarily fitness and wellness and lifestyle content there, kind of amongst other things, my travels, just kind of life, but mainly fitness. And so Livfiit is an activewear brand that I first started wearing back in 2019, and I love them ever since. They have such a deep, strong, centered brand mission that I've always really resonated with, just in regards to betterment. And so I've basically have just been wanting to work with them literally since 2019. It's been on my vision board for the past couple of years, and that has just been literally my number one social media goal. I know it sounds kind of silly that my number one social media goal is to work with a brand, but when I first started my page, back then, that seemed like the ceiling for me, the sky. So To have that finally have come through after all of these years and officially be working with them is crazy and kind of blows me away. And additionally, I have been making way more money than I ever have. Like, I have definitely set new records. What do I want to say? Like, this is like the most money I've ever made in a single month the past few months, which has just been crazy. I've had so many opportunities come through when it comes with working with brands and just other work opportunities that are in like partnership opportunities that are outside of social media has come into my life. Like crazy things that I never thought that I would have ever come into alignment with, and certain opportunities that were kind of like in the back of my mind, dreams and desires, but I didn't really ever feel, a few years ago that I ever actually had it in me to like do those things and pursue them. And like those opportunities have actually come knocking on my door and like pulled me to step up to the plate and like step into my full potential of those desires that I, again, in the past didn't really think that I would ever be capable of stepping into. So I have really seen so many shifts, I want to say in my overall success in my life, which doesn't necessarily mean in one area. Like I mean that with my happiness, with my sense of self, with my self-image, with the gratitude that I feel financially, career-wise. I feel like overall I have been feeling like I have come into alignment with a lot of the desires that I have been wanting for myself, both general and specific. So I want to take us back a little bit before I get into the hack of what I have been doing the past couple of months that really allowed me to come into alignment with all of these things. I first want to set the foundation with the fact, like I want us all to think about this for a second, because we have all these desires, right? People want to make more money. People want to get this promotion in their job. People want to find this relationship. People want to travel to this place. We have all these desires in life, right? Which is great. That's amazing. But the thing is we think that we're wanting this thing, right? This thing, this person, this experience. But it's not necessarily the actual thing that we're wanting. What we're truly wanting on the soul, deeper subconscious level is how that thing is going to make us feel. So we don't actually want the thing. We want the way we think it is going to make us feel. Okay. And that might be like, you're like, I don't know. Like, no, I think I really just want $100,000 in my bank account. Or you're like, no, I actually just want a relationship. But if you take a second to peel back the layers, ask yourself why you actually want a relationship. Oh, well, I want someone to like be able to go, watch a movie with. Okay. But why do you want that? Oh, because I want that like companionship. I want that comfort. Why? Because I want someone to feel like safe with. I want someone to hold space for me. I want to feel supported, loved, held, all of these things, right? You don't actually want more money. You want to be able to feel more secure. You want to be able to feel more safe. You want to be able to feel more powerful. Maybe you want to have more freedom in your day-to-day life. So we want these things, not because just the things are the things. It's because that we think these things are going to actually make us feel a certain way. Because you also have to understand everything in life is all perception, right? Of course. And I think a perfect example of this, another way to look at it, is why I want something completely different for my sister. So for example, if I'm like, oh, I really want to go to Thailand, right? I'm like, oh, that'd be so cool. I'm someone who loves to travel. I want to go to Thailand. Why? Because in my perception, I'm just already I'm assuming that traveling to Thailand is going to make me feel so expansive. I'm going to be able to have so many new experiences that are exciting. I'm going to be able to have so much more potential and possibilities of meeting other people, of seeing new things, of seeing beautiful places and all these things. I'm already anticipating the feelings that I'm going to feel, the awe, the wonder, the excitement, the newness, the expansive feeling. I'm thinking of all these feelings that going to Thailand is going to bring me. Whereas someone like my sister, who gets a lot of anxiety traveling, she has no desire to go to Thailand. Why? Because in her perception, she's like, that's going to bring me so much anxiety. I'm going to be so stressed out. I'm going to be so scared. I'm going to have fear. All of these things those are the feelings that she is associating with traveling to Thailand. So that's why she's like, I have no desire to go to Thailand. So I'm saying this all to say it's not about objectively the thing that we're wanting. We're really wanting that thing because of the feelings that we think it's going to make us feel. We are emotional beings. We are human, right? And emotions is what makes up an experience, right? Another way to think about this too is like the most memorable moments, the most memorable memories that we have are the ones that made us feel the most emotion, right? Whether it's, classically classified as positive emotions or negative emotions, it's the thing that made us feel the most is what's most memorable. It's what sticks out in our human brain, in our human experience. So I'm saying all this to say that feelings are a huge part of our human experience. It's a huge driving force for why we do what we do as humans, whether us leaning into pleasure or pain. It's all going back to the way we think things are going to make us feel, and that's why we do them. And really understanding this concept of like how the being a human works and how the human brain works has changed the game for me, because I've thoroughly understand now that manifestation really is an emotional process. It's not a logical process. It's not something that you write down and close your journal and say, boom, I wrote down I have 10 grand in my bank account and now I have 10 grand in my bank account. If you're not feeling these feelings, if you're not feeling the emotions that are coming with the things that you're desiring, you're not ever going to come into alignment with it, because it's not of the same currency, right? It's like you're basically trying to buy an apple with Legos. I know that was so random, but like if you're wanting more, these manifestations to come through, you need to buy it with the same currency, meaning that you have to actually feel into the feelings that you're wanting to feel in order to have these manifestations come through. I've also touched on this in previous podcast episodes about the concept that a lot of us, again, with our 3D human brain and society, we think that we need to have things in order to then become a certain person, right? We think we need to have in order to be, when in reality, the secret sauce is actually the exact opposite, right? You need to be in order to have. What does this mean? You need to be the person in order to have the things that you're wanting to have, because everything that we have in life is simply a byproduct of the person that you are, okay? This is another huge foundational universal law life lesson. And it's a great way to describe manifestation, because especially people who are listening to me who's like, hey, this is like a little woo-woo for me, like I've never understood the concept of manifestation. Manifestation isn't waving the wand and boom, it popped up in my life and poof, like I'm your fairy godmother. Manifestation is an accumulation of all of your thoughts, beliefs, and actions wrapped up in one that has then played out into your reality. So everything in your life right now, whether you like it, hate it, love it, can't stand it, it's a manifestation of who you are, because who you are your thoughts, your belief systems, and the actions that you take, and that has compounded into creating your physical reality. So if we're constantly waiting for something outside of us to come to then say, oh, now I'm a successful businesswoman. Oh, now I'm a really loving girlfriend in a relationship. Oh, now I'm a really great mother. Oh, now I'm someone who deserves a promotion. That is never going to come, because we have the actual starting point is actually becoming that person who then, as an inevitable result, has those things in their life. So that's why we need to switch the narrative from, and it's not having to be, you need to be to have. So you need to become that person who would have all of these things that you're desiring in your life. You need to ask yourself, what version of me, what does she look like that would have all of these things in her current reality? Who do I need to become? Because when I become that person, it is inevitable, quite literally, universal law, that then my life will compound to become a byproduct. Your life is basically a wake. Okay, I got it. You are basically the boat and your life is the wake behind you. So you need to become, what type of boat do you want to be in order to have the wake that you want to have? Basically saying, think about the person that you need to be in order to have the life that you are desiring to have, because your life is basically the wake behind you. It is a byproduct of the person that you actually are. Again, a compounding effect of your thoughts, your beliefs, and the actions that you're taking, right? Because your thoughts are dictating your emotions, which are then your thoughts and belief systems are dictating the emotions that you feel on a daily basis, which is then the catalyst for the actions that you then feel compelled to take, okay? So now we're finally getting into my manifestation hack. I forgot I needed to touch on that last thing. So what I have been doing is, in my meditations in the morning, I'm actually focusing on being, right, the person that would have all of these manifestations in my life. I take the time in my meditation to feel the feelings that I think all of my manifestations are going to give me. And I feel them in meditation. I meditate on those feelings, on those emotions. I meditate on how I would feel as if I already had those things that I'm desiring, and I feel them now. Because when I'm doing that, I'm already now becoming the version of me that has those things. So it's inevitable that when I'm starting at the source, right, which is us, which is me, I'm starting at the source and I'm already choosing to feel those feelings because all emotions are already all within us. And that's why it kind of goes on this, super foundational spiritual principle of just that, like, nothing outside of you is ever going to fulfill you, and anything that you're desiring is already within you. Because like I'm saying, anything that we're desiring outside of us that we think is in the physical reality, we're actually just seeking a feeling, which we have 100% power within us to cultivate that feeling from within. So I've been doing that in the morning in meditation. And I really think that's been a complete game changer because I'm basically taking time in the morning to already feel the excitement, the giddiness, the happiness, the expansion, the freedom that I'm thinking all of these things I'm desiring will give me. And therefore now, as an inevitable result, I'm coming into alignment with these experiences that are making me continue to feel this way. And I'm also now becoming the person who inevitably has this life of all of the of my desired reality, pretty much. So for example, I'm hoping this is making sense and I'm hoping this is landing. So for example, if I'm like, this is super general, I feel like, because not everyone's in social media, but I feel like this is pretty universal. Usually almost everyone's like, yeah, I could have some more money, right? So if you're thinking that you're wanting more money, again, it's not that you want this $100 bill because it's a piece of paper with some letters on it. Like, it's nothing in and of itself isn't a beautiful, great experience thing. Like, it's just a piece of paper. So what we're really wanting is the way that this thing is going to make us feel. Because when we feel broke, when we feel like we don't have enough resources, what are those emotions? We feel super limited. We feel super scarce. We feel fearful that we're not going to have enough money. We feel stressed out, right? We feel like we're not free to make our own decisions and do the things that we want to do. So on the contrary, when we think that we want more money, what do we actually want? For me, I want to be able to feel more liberated. I want to feel like I have more freedom. I want to feel like I have more choice. I want to feel more powerful. I think it's going to make me feel more stable. I think it's going to make me feel more secure. I think it's going to make me feel more self-sufficient. I think having more money is going to make me feel accomplished and successful. And so I will basically meditate on those feelings. Or furthermore, I will think of if someone was like, okay, here's a check for $10,000, how would that make you feel? I personally would feel so excited. I would feel so giddy. I would feel so thankful. I would feel so happy. I would feel so liberated. I would feel so relieved, right? All of these things. So I'm focusing on feeling all of those types of emotions in my meditation first. So I'm feeling those things first so that I inevitably call in those experiences that continue to make me feel those things, rather than waiting for those things to come to then feel those feelings. And I'm telling you guys, I started off this episode sharing some really big shifts that have happened in my life. I am now working with my dream active work company, quite literally. I've made more money than I ever had in a single month for the past few months. I have had so many different opportunities with brand deals and with other work opportunities outside of work. Random cool things I've always wanted to do since I was like 8 years old have come in, have reached out for me to like apply and audition and things like that. And it's been crazy. And again, furthermore than that, like, I feel so much just better. I feel happier because I'm already feeling really high vibrational emotions because I'm choosing to feel them in the moment, in the morning anyways. And how that, of course, is going to help to raise my frequency and my vibration and come into alignment with more high vibrational things. Again, a super foundational law when it comes to manifestation is that we don't get what we want, we get what we are. So if we're telling ourselves, if we're actually miserable, if we have such a low self-esteem, if we have zero belief in ourselves, if we feel like it's not possible for us, we could be saying these things all day long that I want this money, this job, this car, this relationship, this friend group, all these things. But if you're not actually embodying the person that would have all those things, it doesn't matter. Like, what you're saying is not going to manifest. It's all about the embodiment. It's all about the application. It's all about the practice of being what you're wanting every single day, because again, we don't get what we want, we get who we are. And so in the morning, when I'm taking this time to feel these feelings, feel these emotions, I'm already living my life. I'm already feeling like I'm going through my day to day as if I'm already the version of me that has all these things in my life already. And so that's what's going to continue to manifest, because that is now who I am. It's how I'm vibrating on the day to day. It's how I'm functioning on the day to day. It's how I'm operating on the day to day. And then that's what's compounding to more similar experiences to further embed that same frequency and emotion and state that I'm operating out of, which is going to continue to be creating more and more experiences that are affirming that reality and allowing me to come into alignment with more experiences. That's my main message I want to get across. I hope this makes sense and I hope it lands. Basically, what I want you guys to do is think about, just start with one. What's one desire that you really have on your heart, that you really have a soul desire for? And then I want you to think about how you think that desire is going to make you feel once it comes in. So you can think about this hypothetically of like, okay, but why do I want this? And think about the way you think it's going to make you feel. Or you can do this exercise thinking of like, okay, let me pretend someone just delivered this dream to me on my doorstep, pretend it actually happened. Imagine how you would feel. What do you think your reaction would be once you got the news that this thing has manifested in your reality? Think about those feelings. And then I want you to meditate. Well, I guess you don't, for me, everything really clicks for me when I meditate. I think it's super powerful. So if you would like to, if you want to try it, I definitely strongly encourage you to try to meditate on those feelings. Already feel those feelings, feel the excitement, feel the gratitude, feel the giddiness, feel, again, truly take the time to feel how you think this thing is going to make you feel. Another way to do it, you can do it. It's also, some people like need to be moving. So you could be listening to really inspiring emotional music that like gets you in your feels or gets you excited or makes you feel hyped up. Like listen to some music while you're going for a walk and like feel those feelings that you think this thing would give you once it manifested. Or you can also do this in a structure of affirmation. Sometimes I'll do that in meditation as I'll run through like, I feel so loved. I feel so supported. I feel so recognized. I feel so valued. I'm just really, really prioritizing, like my main focus in meditation the past 2 to 3 months has been really setting the intention and focusing on tapping into the feelings that I want to feel, that I think having a successful life will make me feel. It has been an absolute game changer. And I think I have just been living proof the past few months. Like, let me put it this way. It feels like opportunities have been literally falling out of the sky. And my dad said the same thing when I'm telling him things. He's like, this is like insane. Like it seems like stuff is just falling into your lap. And that's how powerful this type of work is. When you tap into the energetics, it feels like a cheat code. But again, everything is this 3D experience is such an emotional process. And I think once we really can tap into that is when we can really make some drastic changes and really step into the driver's seat in the creator field of the creator zone, I should say, of our own life. So I want to run through a little bit of a summary here of just some concepts to keep in mind if you want to jot these down. So first of all, manifestation is a largely emotional process. Okay, it's primarily an emotional process. 2, we don't manifest what we want. We manifest who we are. Okay, so that's why it's super important to embody the feelings that we want to feel in our life. Think about how your dream life is going to make you feel, and you need to show up feeling that way every single day. And each day you'll become more and more aligned with that reality, because again, why? That's going to bring me to my number 3 bullet point. Our life is simply a manifested byproduct of who we actually are, right? Our life is simply just a wake of who we are. So if we want a different life, we need to become the person that lives the life that we are dreaming of. And a great place to start is to start with the emotions that version of us would feel. How do we think we would feel on the day today if we had everything that we actually desired, okay? And then the 4th bullet point, a little kind of mini lesson that I touched on, is that it's not have to be, it's be to have. So if we're constantly waiting for things outside of ourself to make us feel a certain way or give us permission to be a certain version of ourselves, we're always going to be waiting. It's like the concept of what comes first, the chicken or the egg. Here, what comes first is you actually have to be in order to have. You need to become the person that you think would have this lifestyle. Who do you need to be to have this lifestyle? Show up as that person, feel those emotions that that person would feel, and as an inevitable result, you will then have the things that you are desiring in your reality. Okay? So that was a little bit of a spark notes. Now, for the affirmation for this episode, because I guess I want this to be a very tangible, actionable episode for you guys to be able to like apply and do yourself. So instead of me giving you guys an affirmation, I want you guys to take it away with this one, and I want you to come up with your own affirmation that aligns with whatever your goals are. Okay, right? So back to the kind of first half of the exercise, like I said previously, think about one goal that you really want to have, right? That you're really desiring. Think about the way that you think that thing is going to make you feel, right? Or think about how you would feel if you got the news that that manifestation would come through. And then furthermore, for this last step for the affirmation, I want you to now put that in an affirmation of how that will make you feel. For example, let's stick with the money, really blanket, universal example. Let's say my goal is I really want to make $5,000 this month. Why? Because I think it's really going to make me feel liberated. It's going to make me feel powerful, and it's going to make me feel important. Okay. Now, for your affirmation for that, you're going to put that in an affirmation. You're going to say, I feel so powerful. I feel so important. I don't even remember the words I just said, but you're going to put that into an affirmation. Let's say the words are, I can't believe I already forgot it. Let's say the words are, you feel more safe, secure, and powerful. Okay. So you're going to put that into an affirmation or like a mantra, and you're going to say that when you're taking time to feel into these feelings, and you're going to repeat to yourself, I feel so safe, I feel so supported, and I feel so powerful. Okay. And you're going to feel into that, and you're going to repeat that mantra. And I promise you, if you focus on feeling those feelings every day, you're going to then come into alignment with more experiences that continue to make you feel those feelings, one of them being more money. Okay, so just try it. Again, feeling into the emotion is everything, and that has been my biggest manifestation hack, is concisely, I have been feeling into the feelings that I think my desires are going to make me feel first, and as an inevitable result, I have come into alignment with more things that continue to make me feel those feelings. I think it also is another kind of universal law, like foundational law of energetics as well, is like here's a great example, I'll leave you with this, in case you're still on the fence. You know, when you wake up and you're kind of having a rough morning, let's say you burnt your toast, you accidentally broke a bowl in your kitchen, and you went to get in your car to go to work and you actually have no gas, right? If you are sitting, all those things are going to make us feel a certain way, right? It could make you ultimately, another self-aware accountability reminder, you are ultimately in control of how those things are making you feel, right? So, and what your reaction is. So let's say you had your reaction and you decided that this is so frustrating. My life is always so hard and nothing good ever happens to me. And you're feeling all of these feelings that are coming with these experiences. How often then do you end up having a shitty day because you were having shitty freaking emotions to start your day and you never let those feelings go? You didn't shake them off. You continue to attract more things that piss you off for the rest of the day. Maybe then you went into the grocery store and someone didn't hold the door open for you, or someone didn't, give you their cart when they were walking out, or the cashier didn't say have a nice day, and you're like, oh my gosh, she was so rude, right? These are all compounding effects of the emotions that you started off your day feeling. That's why I'm such a huge advocate of a morning routine and already declaring the emotions you want to feel for the day, because they 100% will impact and contribute to the experiences that you end up feeling and experiencing for the rest of the day. So the same thing applies here. If you're starting your day on a really positive, motivating, inspiring, fulfilling, emotional state, you're going to continue to attract more experiences that are aligning with that emotional state. Why? Because we are emotional beings, and basically the emotions that we're feeling are pretty much the magnets for our lives. They're a magnet for the people, experiences, and places that we align with, right? It all is going back to our emotions. That's what's basically broadcasting this magnet to seeing what experiences, people, and places that we are meant to come into alignment with. So again, hope this is helpful. I really hope this made sense. I hope this was impactful. I really urge you guys to try this. It doesn't need to be some super complicated thing. Like, if you want to, keep it in the 3 steps. What do I want? How do I think it's going to make me feel? And put that feeling in an affirmation. Just say, I feel X. That's all it needs to be. Start small, start little, and see kind of what even subtle shifts it can bring into your life. And then you can build up from there. I believe in this so much, and I have been doing this so diligently the past few months of just taking 10 to 15 minutes in the morning, meditating on the feelings that I think my dream life is going to make me feel. And things have been honestly really rapidly shifting for me, if I'm being honest. So I love you guys so much. I hope this was helpful. I would love to hear your feedback on this episode. If you haven't already and you do enjoy Livfiit Listens and you want this podcast to continue running, I would appreciate it so dang much if you could leave a rating or review, depending on if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And if you're not already following the show, that would also mean the world to me. I also did hit like a mini milestone. We officially have over 250,000 downloads of this podcast, which is pretty cool. And so I just want to say thank you guys so much for your love and support. I always get into a flow state when I'm on the mic. Today I was a little scatterbrained, not so much, but I just always feel like I'm in the right place when I'm here on the mic. So I'm sending you guys so much love. Thank you so much for listening, and hopefully I'll see you in the next episode. Peace out.